see what Greg Murphy can do now. Now, Greg is a very experienced racer, 4-time winner of the Bathurst 1000. He's out in the Holden Monaro 427C. This was from 2003 with its 7-litre V8 Chevy engine.
Riding on board, we've just seen there, he's going to hit the brakes into Malcolm Corner. How much dust is he using on the inside? A little bit less than we've seen others, all the way out to the right-hand side.
My name's Greg Murphy from New Zealand, ex-racing car driver down in the bottom of the world in V8 supercars. And the car we've got here is from 2003. Holden commissioned this car to race in the Nations Cup Championship back in the early 2000s in Australia. And we competed in this car at the 2003 Bathurst 24 Hour, where I shared it with the great Peter Brock, Todd Kelly and also Jason Bright, and we won that race that year in 2003 together. So got a special place in my heart. I feel very honoured to have competed in that championship for the period that I did, and I'm still obviously very close to it these days, and will be, for a very long time. And still love what we have down there in that part of the world, and we've had a lot of drivers from up here and the Northern Hemisphere come down and experience it, and it's very, very well respected around the world. Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching it on television in New Zealand, and dreamed one day just to go and spectate the event. I was a huge Peter Brock fan growing up, so again, having the 05 on this car and having his name and being a teammate with Peter for a number of years through supercars and with this car was very special. So, growing up I was just a fan and dreamed one day of going to visit the circuit. So to end up actually racing there, was absolutely, top of the list and something incredibly special. And then to actually have success at the venue as well and win the race a few times, is the epitome of my career for sure. So, it really is something that stands out amongst all of us Southern Hemisphere drivers, and the race to win down there is the Bathurst 1000.
You've won that 4 times. You've also done the 24 hours. You came first in that. Why weren't you so good around there?
I was one of many that were very good, and we know in motorsport, things do, the dice have to roll your way, to have those successes. So, you're in the right time, right team, right car, right teammates, and things fall your way sometimes. So, I loved the place. I respected it massively. It was always an honour to race there. I never took it for granted. But yeah, it held a special place, and I loved the challenge, and it was a place that you really did appreciate being at, so you gave it everything that you had. Plenty of rivalries, lots of rivalries. I think I went through a period in Supercars Championship of probably the golden age through the 2000s, late 1990s through the 2000s, where our battle between Holden and Ford, red versus blue, was very tribal and incredibly strong. The rivalries were huge between the drivers, between the teams, between the fans, and so I was very fortunate to be a part of on the Holden side and stayed true to that and loyal to that for my whole career. But it built a lot of driver rivalries as well. Myself, I suppose one that stands out was Marcus Ambrose. Another one was Russell Engel, Mark Scaife. There was amazing drivers, very talented, who were very good and wanted to win. And we built, I think the sport got built on a lot of that, and also because of that Ford Falcon and Holden Commodore sort of rivalry through the manufacturers themselves selling cars as well. It all showed up on the racetrack. Yeah, it's like a supercar, just lacking 2 doors. So built by Gary Rogers Motorsport on a supercar platform, but it runs a 7-litre V8 Chevy under the bonnet rather than the 5-litre that we run in supercars. But everything else in it, the running gear is all supercar specification. Just got a bigger tyre on it, bigger wheel and tyre package, and the aero's a little bit different. But it was designed, as a GT car, not a supercar as such. So quite different rule book in many respects, certainly with the engine size. So it's early GT3 effectively kind of thing. Nations Cup was designed for GT type cars. There is a BMW M3 GT-R over there of the same era that a similar car raced against this, and there was Porsche 911 GT3 or GTRSs, I think, or RSRs, I think, were competing at the same time. Hello, Jake. And so it was a real mix of cars at the time, a little bit like GT3 today, but it was a restricted engine. It didn't have unlimited horsepower, so around 600 horsepower. The fact that Holden decided to bite the bullet and build this car specifically for that series was a big commitment by them, a little bit out of left field really. And so that in itself, the fact that they decided to do something like that was really special. I remember at the time that all the Holden contracted drivers at the time were all putting their hands up to drive these cars. They built the first one, which won the 2002 24-hour race, and then they built another car and entered 2 cars for the 2003 race. So we finished first and second. This was first, and the other car that won the year before finished second, a matter of tenths of a second apart after 24 hours. So it was an epic finish to the race, and I was in the car to finish the race, racing Garth Tander. The last 7 minutes were flat out us dicing through traffic to get to the finish line after 23 and quarter hours. So it was chaotic. So that's really special, and to be with Peter Brock in the car for that race just added to the significance of it.
And then finally, Steve Richards is also in the shootout.
Yeah.
Are you feeling competitive?
No, I think again we're both in that space where we're just privileged to have the opportunity, and hopefully the crowd will appreciate a couple of these cars coming all the way from down there to be here and put on a show. I mean, everyone here is a car fan, and these two are very significant cars down in our part of the world, and we know there's a lot of people that will recognise them and know what they are, and that's part of the journey and part of the celebration of what this is all about. This morning I got to have a good second look and had a look at a bit of my in-car GoPro footage to try and actually, give myself a little bit more of a better understanding. I don't think I do, but anyway. So no, it's absolutely fine. We can't wait to go and have another run. It's just over way too quickly. You get down there and you build up, and then boom, it's all over and out and done. But that's what it's all about with hill climbs, and just having the opportunity to be on this bit of tarmac, and this crowd is incredible. I feel very lucky to be here as a fan, but also a lot better off than a lot of the other fans who would probably sell their grandmothers to do what I'm doing. So we haven't been sort of obviously timed yet, I don't think, or if we have, I don't know what it was, but just to keep learning, because it's actually quite tricky. There's a couple of really, really hard spots to judge with your braking. This morning, going up towards the wall, you couldn't get sort of reference because of the shadows and the changing light. So my mate here, Jake Hill, has told me that today with the sun change there'll be a lot more shadow, so hopefully my eyes will adjust a little bit better to have a better read on my braking points going in there. So it's all those kinds of things, little 1%ers to try and improve on, and just keep learning really. But having such a great time, that's what it's all about. And there's no way that we're going to be pushing anybody at the top of the timesheet. So it's just personally about maintaining improvement. it's no different to the previous runs yet, because it's just an evolution constantly. So I'm not doing anything different I did in the first one. I'm just a little bit faster because I am a little bit more used to the car on the piece of road. So, and that'll just happen all the way through the next couple of days. So yeah, haven't changed anything. Car's exactly the same. It's just the driver evolving and learning every run, which is hard because it's so short, but it's just, again, it doesn't matter. You know, given the opportunity to be in the shootout, it wasn't something that was planned or we thought would be something we would be doing. So it's an old car, and it is what it is, and it will be what it is. And the tyres are 5 years old, and it doesn't matter. So any more time will come from me wanting to take a few more risks.
Are there any particular challenges that you found out?
The light, the change in light, because of the way the hill climb sort of turns and goes the other ways, and the trees and bits and pieces, just the way the sun is changing and moving as well. Just every time you drive it, it's a very different experience, just with your eyes trying to actually adapt to the road and see things. So shadows, part of it, parts that weren't dark this morning were dark this afternoon. So I suppose the prowess and the willingness to actually push in areas and hope that you're doing the right thing in some cases, because your eyes are trying to change and refocus on the different lights. So that's the hardest part. The thing about doing something like this is it's impossible, I think, to get one right, certainly first time here, but the limited amount of times. It's not like you get to run and then turn around, come back and go again. You're just trying to memorise from previously. The conditions change constantly, so every single corner still is a new experience. Yeah, you know, hopefully we might make a little bit of a gain than what we did yesterday, but if we don't, I'm really not fazed about it. As I say, I'm just trying to hopefully please the fans, and also I think the key target for me is to continue to feel the experience that this is giving, and I don't doubt that's still going to be the case. So, you know, I'm just loving the opportunity, and to be able to put this car out on this is something I'll never forget.
It's about winning the group today. Tomorrow, it's about setting the ultimate pace to take the outright win. So we've got a real mixture, and you'll be seeing one of the older cars heading up the hill first once we get ready to go. And it looks to me as though the marshals are beginning to tell the drivers that we are about to set off, I think. Heading up the hill, and this is in the touring car category. So the touring cars, we've got a bunch in this class, and the HR31 GTS-R Skyline. Steve Richards, who is son of Jim, who won in Australia with touring cars in 1990 with this machine.
All the way back in 1990. Will it take victory today in the touring car class? time of 49.33.
Yeah, in the touring car class, that is a very, very impressive time. 49.33 seconds, as you say. Not the fastest of the day so far, but that's not what's important. It's about winning your class, and that has certainly put him to the very top of the touring car class. Right, Greg Murphy in the Holden Monaro. And Greg is another great driver, 4 times winning at the Bathurst 1000 in the Holden Commodore. He's won the Bathurst 24-hour in this Holden Monaro in the past, back in 2003. So he's a racer who's been around for a long time. Let's see whether he's going to be able to make a challenge, though, to what Jake has just done. And Jake's done many times on this hill in the past.
He certainly has, and a popular manufacturer, of course, in Australia was Holden. We're riding aboard with Greg now, who actually had victory in this car many years ago. He's close on the right-hand side there. Makes it look easy, don't they? But at the moment, this is not really going to be a time, I don't think, that's going to challenge Jake, Ben.
Not quite, no. He's over the 50 mark, so he's gone to 52.61. So Jake Hill, in this class, who's done that 49.33, is looking to be the man to take the top step, absolutely, in that touring car class. So well done to Jake Hill, and that was another superb performance by him, and I'm sure he thoroughly enjoyed it. Fastest of the touring cars.
How did that go for you?
Oh, it was, yeah, just another awesome experience, to be fair. You know, yeah, it didn't feel much different to the last one. It just, you know, again, trying to take in as much as I can, trying to carry a little bit more speed. I don't know if it did or not. I have no idea what the time was, but it doesn't really matter. We got to the top and everyone up there's having a good time, and you come back down and people are clapping and they're appreciating it. So I couldn't ask for anything more. Well, it's a really eclectic mix in the shootout, and there's a lot of very good, very fast cars, newer cars, you know, very good race car drivers driving them. So, you know, as I say, it's truly and utterly just an honour to be a part of that and be part of that spectacle. So, yeah, we're very limited by what the machine does and limited by what the driver's capable of doing, and I think that's where we are. Looking forward to Sunday, and it's been an epic week.
Who is going to be fastest overall?
Just a reminder, it is a 1,890 metre track climb, climbing up 92 metres. The record currently held by Max Chilton in the Mercury Spearling at 39.08 seconds. That still is a remarkable record. It is so wonderful seeing the fans here for the shootout. And I do hope you're all enjoying yourself. I know it's been very, very warm out there, which is lovely to a certain extent, but it can be very hot. And I do hope you're all enjoying this, but building up for what is the battle against the clock, to see who can be fastest up the hill and to see who's fastest in each of their groups as well. And when you see something like this, it's always interesting, of course, to see some of the older vehicles. And you've got the 1907 Mercedes 120 horsepower. One is the Nissan HR31 GTS-R Skyline, and it's Stephen Richards who is taking this one up the hill, and we shall see how this goes. Stephen is the son of Jim, who raced with this in Australia back in the 1990s and won the Australian Touring Car Championship that year, winning 6 out of the 8 events that he did, and that was remarkable. So it is a rapid machine with good history, and he's going quick.
And it's a pivotal machine.
It's in the 50s, it's going to be very close, 55.73, but he does. We'll see what Greg Murphy can do now. Now, Greg is a very experienced racer, 4-time winner of the Bathurst 1000. He's out in the Holden Monaro 427C. This was from 2003 with its 7-litre V8 Chevy engine and a winning car at Bathurst in the 24-hour race a couple of times. Let's go on board, and you can see the work going on the steering wheel as well. And that first sector, fastest already. So Greg Murphy's in good form here.
Yeah, riding on board, we've just seen there, he's going to hit the brakes into Molecombe Corner. How much dust is he using on the inside? A little bit less than we've seen others, all the way out to the right-hand side. Then he disappears up into the trees. Now the flip wall appearing just there on the left-hand side, tighter than it looks when you first head up the hill for the first time, but certainly going to easily go up to the top of the times, over 3 seconds clear so far.
Yeah, I think we're going to be definitely going quicker now. Greg Murphy, with all his race experience from some time ago in this machine, yeah, he's fastest, 50.37 seconds. Let's have a look at the result. Romain Dumas, the winner, with the Ford Super Truck at 43.23 seconds. Had a Scott Speed in the Subaru Project Midnight. James Wallace, as ever, very quick third with the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. Alex Summers in the Shadow Chevrolet, he was fourth fastest, ahead of Jake Hill, Sarah Bovey and Greg Murphy in 7th place. Dirk Muller was 8th, Laurent Hergen in 9th in the Alpine, and Stephen Richards in the Nissan HR31 was 10th.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, it was nice to be able to go quite quickly after the back-to-back with our runs, and the tyres actually had a little bit more grip in them because of the temperature. So it was just yeah, as I say, to be a part of such a iconic piece of motorsport, to be here at Goodwood, to be in that shootout, you've got to give it a bit of a crack, and the conditions are perfect, and the old girl performed beautifully.
And coming 7th overall as well, are you pleased with that result?
Well, it's the 6th loser, so, take from that what you like, but, no, I really couldn't care less. We've had an absolute ball, and, so just it's about being here and being a part of it. So I think though, the revival is actually now on the top of my list, so that needs to be attended at some stage in the very near future. So if anyone's watching or listening, keen to go, give me a call.